All right, it worked. What's up, everybody? I'm always surprised. Welcome to another edition of GhostCultBag.com's weekly ritual, Ghost Cult's weekly rock and metal news show, covering music festivals, tour dates, drama, major stories of the week, all the cool things, some new music Friday, something fun from our mailbag, all the things. We are streaming everywhere on the web. I'm over here on TikTok. I am not at my home studio. I'm on the road for the last of these dates. Last week, this time, I was in Salt Lake City with the beautiful city behind me. Then I went over to Pomona for the No Values Fest. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Then to LA for a few days, and now I'm back in Northern California, but still not home. So I'm over here on TikTok. I'm over here everywhere else. Forgive me with the multiple things. Farmer Diver's here, another ghost cultist, and one of my favorites. Serpent Conjuration is here. What's up, Serpent Conjuration? All the everydayers, all the regulars. The best experience for this is the usual YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, X, Twitter, whatever. And then TikTok, you're over here. Unfortunately, you don't get the benefit of the rest of the deck and the beautiful visuals that go along with this that I personally made right before this. But here we go. Another week in, another week gone and done. The year is almost half over. Absolutely crazy times in the world. And Rafuat 168 is here. Guitar Teacher Joe is here. Dawned is here on the Tick of the Talk. Good to see you. Feel free to give us a donation. Richard, everybody else joining in, watching. Scooter is here, another everydayer. And I am so thankful to be back one more time. But again, drop a comment. Anybody's got questions or comments, we will get to them. If you make a donation to us, you go to the top of the list, but we'll probably answer it anyway, because that is how I roll. That is what we do here. So let us bring in the deck. And hey, I did two things right today. I'm rocking and rolling. Yeah, Scooter's here. Serpent Conjuration's here, Farmer Diver's here. More people will join. This is closer to the regular time that I go on. I think last week I went on rather late. Tim is here, Tim Lyle. And my phone is a little further away, and I need new glasses, so I'm squinting. But I will try to answer y'all and chime in and, make it a communal experience. That's what we do here. So first and foremost, let's do the deck. It's Friday everywhere else in the world except here in Northern California, where it's the dinner hour, and behind us, maybe Hawaii and Guam and parts of Alaska. So what upcoming shows are you most excited for? Ooh, good one. We talked a little bit about I think the tickets are on sale now. We'll talk a little bit about it. Sepultura Farewell Tour North America this fall. Testament and Creator and Possessed. The thrash metal kid in me loves all that stuff. SUMAC just announced some tour dates. We'll talk about them. I don't think I can get this. Stephanie Montoya is here. Hello, Stephanie. I just liked your post that you made. Good to see you. Again, it's the regulars that I really love, but also new people. Most new people are the people who see our content. So if you're brand new to us, thanks for being here. This is Rock and Metal News from GhostCultBang.com. I am Ghost Cult Keefe or Keith, whatever you choose to call me. I've been traveling around the country the last week and a half, having the time of my absolute freaking life. And I'll recap you on some of that stuff. I just saw, again, we went to the No Values Festival, which was insane, although it was fraught with some problems, as you probably heard already online. I went to go see Frank Turner, Amigo the Devil, Bridge City Sinners, Micah Schnabel, and Vanessa opening. This is actually a Bridge City Sinners shirt. This is like one of the nicest shirts I've ever bought. It's so soft. I don't know if it's probably not cotton. It's probably some other fabric, but it's so nice. I think probably like cotton poly, but just a beautifully made shirt. And I wanted to support Bridge City Sinners. They almost didn't make the show because their bus couldn't drive through Wyoming because of high winds on the highway were dangerous. Crazy. I didn't think this was a thing, but a couple of the tours that have yet to be announced, and we're going to cover a lot of those, and I'll mention which ones. Tool is on tour right now in Europe. Wish I could be there. Saw them a while back. Would love to see them again. So many things, all the things. Curtis is here. Oh, my dear Curtis, one of my best friends in the whole world. He knows where all the bodies are buried. I have a special shout out to him later in the show. But thanks for being here on YouTube, brother. I love you so much. And so let's get into it. I already kind of spelled out the show and how we do it, but here is how we do it. The announcements of the announcement of the announcements. By the way, as a rule, a lot of times we get press releases, and other times we find news on our own, or people pitch us and give us little hints and tell us about news that's coming, or things that are coming up. And a lot of times the announcement of the announcement is a thing I don't like to announce. We were told about the new Black Dahlia Murder song early. Hey, this is coming. Here's the announcement of the announcement. Riot Fest, which announced their lineup. We're going to talk extensively about Riot Fest because we cover it every year. They were like, hey, here's the announcement before our announcement. And then they literally made like an announcement and another announcement the same day that was basically the same thing. But we have lots to talk about. So the introductions, the things, and then, all the things, and then all the things, music festivals, Mario Kart. I get that's very funny. Dr. Baklava is here. I love me some baklava. Are you Greek, Dr. Baklava? Nick of 2B is here. Mike Cordes, Stevie Pockets, Ronnie Connor 6, all of y'all, thanks for being here over on TikTok. Again, all the minutiae, we do the housekeeping. Features we had here at Ghost Cult, quite a few this week, less than last week, but still more than none. Metal festivals and festival news, festival-related news, concerts, concert tours, one-off events, etc. After. Etc. is really only written, it's not spoken. Sorry, my bad. The editor in me is not pleased. And then big stories of the week, major stories of the week, and then New Music Friday, new music out tomorrow for Friday, out this week that you should be buying, spinning, picking up, etc. Again, etc. God damn it. And then something fun from our mailbag. Super fun today. I love you too, Kurt. Haha, I like that twister. I see it there. I know what that means. And all the F7s in the world. And then something fun from our mailbag, and then we peace out on Almost Friday. So I'm super glad to spend this time with you. And I just got kicked out and rejoined on my Keefe account. So I'm here watching this on the Keefe account also. Already, something like 20 people are watching this thing. So I'm super stoked. Thank you so much, everybody that's here. So let us dispense with the pleasantries and kick it. Now. This show and every show for the time being is dedicated to Sonia Ramos, Sonia Shredder. She is a guitar luthier in Florida who is battling stage 4 cancer. And we are trying to raise money to help Sonia raise money for her treatment. The regular course of treatments are not working. She's kind of fighting the good fight until she can't anymore. And we're just trying to raise money for advanced types of treatments for her and experimental treatments. So if you could give, as much as I love a donation for us, if you could donate something to her, that would be cool. She specifically makes guitars, pointy weapons of doom and destruction for metal bands in Florida. So the metalhead and part of that metal community. And the metal community in Florida has come together with benefits and all kinds of things for Stephanie. So if you can help, that would be cool. That would make me feel pretty good. Also, this is very sad. There was a lot of deaths in the world this week. Actually, just before I went live, I found out that Pearl Aday, Meatloaf's wife, rest in peace, Meatloaf, passed away last year, and Pearl is the wife of Scott Ian of Anthrax, and Scott shared that Leslie Gay Aday has passed away. That was Meatloaf's wife. So we didn't get that into the show, but I just found out about that. She was a rock lifer along with her husband, Meatloaf, and also Pearl has a sister that is an actress you might know from different things, but it's very sad news. But this is Steven, the dog who played Dog on The Walking Dead, Daryl's dog, has passed away to the great shelter in the sky. Is a dog here that I'm helping pet sit, is growling at probably somebody. But yeah, Steven went to doggy heaven, and very sad to hear that news. He was a good boy by all accounts. And Dog, that's how Daryl used to call him. Dog, come here. Misty Graveyard is here on Instagram. All right. So Dog, rest in peace. And then not a passing, but some sad, shocking news we found out today. Dennis Lyson, who is a legend of punk rock. You best know him from the band Refused. He's also from the band Fake Names that I interviewed last year at Riot Fest. He's an International Noise Conspiracy, so many killer bands, has his own DIY record labels. Dennis had a massive heart attack today I think in Sweden or wherever he is on tour. He was supposed to be playing festivals right now, and he had a massive heart attack. Luckily, they got to him. He's going to make a full recovery, but like he's not even 50. He's 49. He turns 50 next week, or 51 next week. He's 50. And Horse Torso's here. Legionary Band is here. Dennis Lyson, man, get well soon. I have been lucky enough to meet him. I have seen him with most of his different bands whenever they've come to America. And would love to interview him sometime. I've interviewed other people he's been in bands with. And Dennis is great. And just sad, young guy, heart attack, seemingly fit and in shape also. You know, I've had my own health scares this year, so I'm really trying to live my life and enjoy myself while I can, which is why I was on the road recently. So get well soon, Dennis. And that's it kind of for the Grim Reaper related news for now. Just a reminder, we have a newsletter. Our competitors put out a newsletter every day. It irritates you, it annoy you. We put out a newsletter a couple of times on the weekend. Maybe we resend it to you once in case you didn't open it. But basically, we do a newsletter once a week. There's shows on that newsletter. Our Music Friday list is on that newsletter. Our major stories of the week is on that newsletter. Our big interviews are on that newsletter. Get a condensed version of this show sent right to your inbox if you can't be bothered with all the things. We also are on all the socials. So follow if you're watching this on Instagram, give us a follow. If you're watching on TikTok, follow us if you love rock and metal. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're almost to 5,000 subs. We are at 4,930 subs as of this show. We're almost to 5,000 subs, a big number for us. We've been trying this for a long time. We've been trying. But yeah, we're on all the social things. Again, TikTok. We'll see if you last. Twitch. X, I know X today announced that they're hiding everybody's likes because people were getting outed by whatever they liked. Scooter, not the most metal thing, but I've been down here in Memphis at the home of rock and soul at Sun Records. That's dope, dude. Yeah, I mean, like, I want to go to Memphis. I want to go to Sun and Memphis, Tennessee. I want to be walking on Memphis with my feet 10 feet off a Beale, like Mark Cohen, the songwriter. And I want to go to Nashville and go to the Opry and things like that. I don't care. I might be the one person there wearing a mask, but I'll go to Tennessee. I'll probably skip Kid Rock's bar because he's a chode. But whatever. I do not care about that guy at all. But yeah, X is hiding likes now. I know there was some TikToker yesterday who was like, you should see what Vince Neil is liking. Whatever. I mean, like, you could cancel Motley Crue over their music and their bad lip syncing more than anything else. But yeah, man. By the way, I don't know if you know this. It's a really good story, my dude, Scooter. Collective Soul has a new double album record out right now called From Here to Eternity, or Here to Eternity. And they recorded at the Palm Springs home of Elvis, where Elvis used to record tracks when he was kind of chilling out at home. And he had a whole recording studio there just for vocals, but they actually turned the entire house, his estate, into a recording. They lived there, they recorded there. It's a killer record. It's actually pretty rocking. It's one of the most rocking records in a long time. I love Collective Soul. We got a recent interview with Will Turpin yet again. We might interview Will again this summer because it's going to be time to talk about some other Collective Soul anniversaries and other related things. A lot of people joining in on TikTok, man. Thomas Stibblier, Jesse Garcia, Jacob Dillon, not the Jacob Dillon. Nick of 2B is back. Thanks for being here. Everybody that's over on Graham, I appreciate you. Oh, kicked out again. We'll just keep trying until I get kicked out. Yep, very cool. All right, sorry. I didn't mean to mansplain to you Collective Soul's new record, Scooter. I'm sorry. So sorry. Again, we're on all the things. Threads. Do you guys like Threads? Do you guys like Blue Sky? Are you on Mastodon, the social network? I only prefer Mastodon, the band. I only prefer Mastodon, the band. But anyway, that's the story, more than glory. And again, if you're tired of all these social medias, feel free to join us on Discord. We got kicked off of Reddit, but I started a new one. And eventually our stuff will live there again. But Discord seems like a cool place where all our stuff can live. I might try Substack out as well. I still like MailChimp for my emails, but I'm thinking about moving over to Substack. You tell me if you like emails and Reddit and Discord and all the things. You tell me. All right. Moving right along, it's time for the features. Just a reminder, last week was the 30th anniversary of Purple, the release of Purple by STP. It was kind of the moment in STP's career where they stopped being picked on by everybody and people really had to pay their respect. I know some metalheads were mad about Plush being on Headbangers Ball, but Big Empty was on the Crow soundtrack, and it really blew up the band even bigger than they already were. And Nick Cameron, who you'll hear a little bit more about in a minute, wrote a guest feature about his experience with the Purple album at the time and now. And so I think it's pretty fun. Collective Soul is touring with Hootie. They're pumped for that tour. That was part of our conversation with Collective Soul. And then I anticipate Collective Soul's going to do their own headline tour and go over to Europe and all the way back again. And Will Turpin is already starting to put together a new solo album. And Collective Soul, again, it was Woodstock 94 and 99 band. Yep. St. Louis, Collective Soul, great band. I'm a huge fan. I think Ed Roland, or E, as he likes to be called now, just did Rick Beato's interview session too, where he was talking about like how he did the in Sean Jan. He did that with like a roll of toilet paper because he didn't know what else to do, and they didn't have a lot of effects or money to buy special bullhorns or microphones or whatever. So he was like, nobody said Collective Soul sounded like Pearl Jam or STP or Alice in Chains. But anyway, Purple, STP, great record. And just a reminder, we also did a feature on Slayer for last week for International Day of Slayer a week ago. As I record this now, you can check that out for some Slayer history and love and playlists and videos. And again, we got the Slayer reunion coming up this year. Kerry will not stop talking shit about Tom. Kerry will not stop saying how go see these 3 shows. We're not going to do too many, if many more at all. Kerry King himself is on. Demons, my friends are here. Hello, Demons, my friends. Very nice, very nice. And so Slayer feature. We'll have more features coming up soon. Stay tuned for some big, cool articles. Also, we had some premieres this week. Braille Eyes is a new low-key super group from Orange County, sort of Orange County metalcore, post-hardcore band. And they did a cover of Ordinary World by Duran Duran. You may think post-hardcore and Duran Duran do not go together, but they actually do. And it was really great. Hello, Demons, my friends. Hello, Curtis Garcia. Hello, Nico2B. Wes is here. User 838338287. I get it. No screen name, no icon, but you're here also. Equison065 has also been here on TikTok, so I'm very much appreciative of all of y'all, folks. All of y'all. Thank you. All right. So we did Slayer. Oh, going the wrong direction. Slayer, Braille Eyes. This is really cool. Crusade Ignatius. If I said that correctly, I hope I did. We did a premiere. We did a track by track, not a premiere of the music, but we did like a track by track feature piece, like a Q&A, where this artist broke down the whole EP. You can see we'll link all this in the description when the show is over. But pretty cool. I got to say, pretty cool piece there. Shout out to C Square Music Marketing and PR, who we do some stuff with sometimes. And then this was another one. This was Pale Mare dropped the new single and video with Ghost Cult that I thought was really cool. So just some underground bands you should be checking out. Check out these bands. Also interview time. And we didn't have too much going on this week because I've been traveling. And honestly, I'm a little like fatigued after the festival. I was worried about myself during the festival. I'll tell you about it in a second, in a few minutes. But we once again interviewed Eyal Leve of Doth. You also know him from Ultimate Recording Machine, URM, and learn how to become a metal producer for your own records and other people. And so we interviewed Eyal again, and we talked all about the new Doth comeback album, The Deceivers. Metal Blade is having a banger of a year, man. Job for a Cowboy new album just announced. We're going to talk about Black Dahlia Murder in a second and their comeback. Doth comeback album, first new music in 11 to 12 years. Category 7, brand new super group of thrash metal and hard rock. Just amazing. And so Doth, we had another interview with Eyal, probably like our third interview in about 14 months with him. Awesome stuff. And then also, here's an interview that's going to run tonight is with John Jarvis. You know John Jarvis from Agoraphobic Nosebleed, but he also has a new band called Nest, which is kind of like a crusty, sludgy hardcore band. And really cool interview. Talked about St. Louis. I had a great time in St. Louis. Scooter knows this already. I had an amazing time in St. Louis. Yep, that Doth album is insane. They had so many good artists on there. Like they built out that band. If you can't, I understand, like part of our interview with Ayal, we talked about like, people are just married to a certain lineup of a band and that's it. Deathology is here. Hello, Deathology. Welcome to our show. Thanks for being here and watching. He's like, we had to kind of overcome that. Even if we have the principal guys that will never leave the band, we had to bring in additional people. So I think that's really interesting. That lineup is sick and killer. And Nest is a great group. They're on the Housecore label from Phil Anselmo, and they got to open for Lamb of God and Pantera for a couple of shows. Pretty great. So, a band to take notice of. They released their debut album back in April. We had a review of it here at the site. That's also going to be linked in the description overnight when that interview finally runs on Ghost Cult. Also, this is Anadivine. One word, Anadivine. They are a post-hardcore band from upstate New York, and our own Morgan Y. Evans interviewed them about the 20th anniversary remaster reissue of their seminal album, Zoo, or The Zoo. I'm going to double check that. But a great interview with Morgan. Morgan continues to churn out these very killer Q&A pieces, as well as a few other things we're working on together. Shout out to Morgan Evans and check out Morgan's music with it. Their multiple projects that Morgan has, including Walking Bombs. All right. Also, just a reminder, Ghost Cult Magazine podcast is a thing wherever you listen to podcasts. This show will be a podcast. And you can listen to some of our exclusive content is on podcasts, including the Steve and Keefe Power Hour, which is the Power Hour is our monthly recap of the releases that happened last month and the forecast of what's happening this month that ran this past week. People are always saying to me, I can't believe I missed this album by so-and-so. How did this album come out? When did this album come out? We cover you. We got you covered, what to listen to, what we're listening to, what we like, but also what's essential. And that's why we spend so much time and effort on these New Music Friday posts all week long, basically previewing, and then with live links for sales and streaming and Bandcamp and things like that, where you can actually buy music from artists, because I can't tell you how many people tell me they missed these records. When did these records come out? I don't understand. Also, again, we had our 500th podcast episode where my partner and I, Omar Cordy, I took this photo of Omar if you're watching, and Weeping Chalice is here. What a cool name, Weeping Chalice. The GJ is here. Citadeli Trinita is here. Jerry the Conce is here. I hope I said that correctly. Nails Track, we're going to talk about them. Yep, very excited about the new Nails. And Todd's an interesting guy. I interviewed him at the very beginning of Nails, and it was certainly interesting. I interviewed him on the street in Boston as a pimp came up to us and asked us if we wanted to procure his services or the services of some of his people in his employ. Sex work is good work. I'm not shaming anybody. It's not a crime. It's a victimless crime. So again, 500 podcasts. Thank you very much for everybody that supported us. This is just a picture of me, by the way. This trip that I'm on reminded me of my last trip I was on. I really haven't been out of the state since last November when I left town to go visit St. Louis to go see Nick Cameron, my partner at the Glacially Musical Podcast. Beer, metal, and swearing, sometimes hockey, vinyl community business, vinyl unboxings. We missed this week because I was traveling, and I am deeply sorry. And happy early Father's Day to all the metal fathers out there, and Nick, who is a dad. And we'll catch up soon. And no worries, buddy. No worries. How could you know? How could you know? And I'll be honest with you, like, this show is not a substitute for going to ghostcultmag.com and checking out our content. And this sometimes stuff gets in the show that doesn't get on the website, and vice versa. No worries, Scooter. I'm thrilled you're here. Owen Guns is here. Owen Guns. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody being here. Don't worry about being ahead. You can be ahead. I don't have to comment also, but I have to comment because I'm crazy. So just a reminder, Glacial Musical Podcast. We're in the middle of a series on Queen. Then we're going to have another Chaser episode which I think we're going to unbox and review the brand new Black Sabbath Tony Martin box set. And then we're going to do a new series we have yet to announce, but you don't want to miss it because it's a huge band, and I think it's pretty cool. He's Queen. We got two more episodes left of Queen. I made Nick do 9 episodes of 9 Queen albums, and he's going to probably choke me out. He's pretty mad, but he's all right. And just a reminder, you can always buy advertising from us. I would love for a band or a label or a brand to come along and sponsor these YouTube videos and these Twitch videos. We do all kinds of sponsored ads and stuff. And, oh, it looks like my thing is unplugged here. Oh, give me 1 second because I'm going to lose my laptop in a second. I unplugged it earlier and then I forgot to plug it back in. Haha. What an unflattering angle of me, by the way. So sorry. But, yeah, got to do the thing and make sure the laptop gets plugged back in so the show doesn't get cut off. That would really suck. The camera's plugged in, the internet, everything. There's no show except TikTok if I lose this. Hold on. All right, we're good. And we're back. All right, cool. Sorry. So you can buy advertising from us on our website. You can sponsor these videos. But if you've got a band or a brand or a store or something related to metal and metal culture, we are part of the Lamb Goat Media Network. If you were following along recently, we gave away VIP tickets to the comeback of Slayer at Riot Fest. We're going to talk about it in just one more minute. Yeah, Mini Mart, man. I went in LA. It's across the street from the Rainbow and the Whiskey, right across from the Whiskey, technically, and down the block from the Rainbow. And I love this hat. And it's like puke green. It's amazing. I could have got the standard black or the blue, but I was like, no, this is shocking green. I love it so much. And it kind of stands out against the different lights and stuff. So it's fun. It's a fun shirt. I'm wearing some fresh gear for a change. I got the new Bridge City Center shirt from the tour, and my Mini Mart hat is pretty fun. So if you need advertising, or when you go to ghostcultmag.com and you see these ads pop up, they should be contextualized to you and what you like and what you look for. And that's from Lamb Goat Media Network, from lambgoat.com. We are part of a collective of websites, Metal Insider, New Metal Agenda, This Day in Metal, Lamb Goat, some others. And, you can definitely check out LG Media, lambgoatmedia.com, LG Media, and buy some ads. But of course, we also would love people to sponsor us. That would be the whole thing. We'd like it. All right. Thank you for all the comments, Curtis. I see you. I see you, brother. I see you. So moving right along. Also, another affiliate partner of ours is Sticker Mule. Sticker Mule is your one-stop shop for die-cut stickers for your band, your brand, whatever. They also make other merch. You've seen us at the home. I'm not home, so I don't have my coasters handy. I don't have my buttons. I don't have my stickers handy. But if you use our link in the description and get $10 off with your first order from Sticker Mule, we get $10 off every order from Sticker Mule that comes through. So that helps us also. So just check it out. We don't support anything that we don't personally use, or we never defend anything. We've never taken a penny for anything we didn't fully endorse or support. And I'm pretty proud of that fact so far. So Sticker Mule. Now, on with the rest of the news rundown, and it's time for some metal festivals, and it is metal festival season. We are in the thick of it, and we got to talk about Riot Fest, right? So Riot Fest got announced this week, and I just need to talk about this lineup for a second because it is wild. And I know that we just had the thing the last couple of weeks with Mayhem Fest. We're super excited that Mayhem Fest is back. And people were mad about this Mayhem Fest lineup. But let's talk for a second all about this Riot Fest lineup. So we knew Slayer was the first band announced. Fall Out Boy and Beck are your other headliners. Usually some kind of more popular headliners. Last year was The Cure and Foo Fighters and the Postal Service. And this year we got Fall Out Boy and Beck. Okay, not for everybody. Other major bands on the festival include Pavement, The Offspring. Got some Offspring news coming up in a few minutes. Public Enemy, Bright Eyes, Sublime, who I just saw at Sick New World, Rob Zombie, and Dr. Dog. Also, the Marley Brothers, which is all of Bob Marley's kids touring together after the Bob Marley movie recently. Spoon, Manchester Orchestra, Sum 41 on their farewell tour, Cypress Hill, Wachitachi, Newfound Glory, Something Corporate, Taking Back Sunday, Lamb of God, and Mastodon. So that tour is hitting Riot Fest. Hot Mulligan, The Hives, Suicidal, LS Dunes once again. LS Dunes is like the house band of Riot Fest. It's pretty funny. Basement, State Champs, Poison the Well, Gore, Clutch, Rival Sons. I think Clutch and Rival Sons are also a tour. Health, who I love and just saw not too long ago. Poison the Well, one of my favorite bands ever. Love Chris Hornbrook forever and ever. He's also with Census Fail on drums. And then in addition to all of those bands, NoFX's Punkin' Drublic Fest is folded into Riot Fest, but it's expanded more than typical dates. So if you're already going to a Punkin' Drublic Festival for NoFX's 40th anniversary and farewell tour, this is very special. So NoFX, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, different set each night, different bands each day, but Descendants, Circle Jerks, Pennywise, Lawrence Arms from Chicago, Face to Face, Buzzcocks, Laura Jane Grace, got some Laura Jane Grace with Catbite news, Dillinger 4, Lagwagon, Vandals, All Strung Out, Dead Milkmen, DOA, Dickies, Co-Defendants, another Fat Records band who I love, Cobra Skulls, Swinging Utters, The Defiant, Exploited, Get Dead, and a few others. So pretty damn cool. Plus a bunch of other bands still, Polaris, Curse of Sincere Engineer, Get Your Corn Dogs in the Air for Sincere Engineer, The Warning, who are coming out with a new album, incredible trio of Mexican sisters who play heavy rock like Hailstorm, Gel, Tsunami, Necrogoblicon, Fiddlehead, Pixel Grip, who I also love, who just toured with Hell. So a lot of bands. And, you know, of course, that's not even all of it, because there's going to be the after shows and the associated shows leading up to Riot Fest. It's a stacked lineup. Tickets are on sale now. We have special links at our site. If you please use those links at the site and in the link to the description of this video when I put the links in later, that helps us out too. We are partnering with Riot Fest. We're going to give away more Riot Fest tickets. Spoiler. We're going to give away more Riot Fest tickets soon. We're going to give away more festival tickets to other festivals soon, some of which we're going to name check here, but you won't know until we announce it. We even have a new contest coming next week with a killer death metal band. So you don't want to miss that. And I just wanted to make sure you all knew about these things, because it's important to me that you know. So I wanted to deep dive into this Riot Fest lineup because I think it's pretty killer. But also, now we're going to blast through the rest. Riot Fest, the other thing about Riot Fest that I think is important to note is that for years, it has been in Douglas Park. And I went, Ghost Cult has covered Riot Fest like 4 or 5 times. My partner, Omar Cordy, covered it one year. We've been working with Randall Hicks, Windy Brick Photography. Go follow him on Instagram at Windy Brick. And Windy Brick Photo, and we covered it together for years. And they're moving out of Douglas Park, which has always been a source of, you know, grievance from the city of Chicago, and they're moving into Bridgeview at the soccer stadium, SeatGeek Stadium, where we once covered Chicago Open Air. And it's kind of a stadium with a big parking lot area for some other stages. And now it's going to be called Riot Land and everything. It's actually going to be, believe it or not, a little more intimate than the entire park that's a little too spread out. Riot Fest is one of the best experiences I ever had as a journalist and a fan of music, and it treated us so well. The only thing, Riot Fest, if you're listening, do a little bit better with the food. Chicago is such a foodie town, especially for your vegan and vegetarian options. I'm not one, but I feel like you should, at this day and age, you kind of need to have more options for them. And but Riot Fest, they moved to a new location, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's not going to affect the festival in terms of draw. All right. Also, very controversial. So we got to talk about download festivals this weekend, kicking off tomorrow. And you already know the headliners. We spent weeks and weeks and months talking about download. But because download's principal sponsor is Barclays Bank, who is, let's say, involved with funding the war in Gaza and Israel and Palestine, and, basically a genocide, real life, real time. A lot of bands have been dropping out. So here's Dying Wish. Dying Wish would like Download to divest from their sponsor. It's a little late in the game to divest from your sponsor with a day or two to go. But Dying Wish is threatening to drop. Speed has dropped. Scowl has dropped. Pupil Slicer has dropped. Multiple bands across the world are just not going to play the festival. And I imagine few bands are going there as an exclusive. Probably most of them are going to participate in other tours and other festivals, but they're not going to, a lot of them are dropping out. I don't think a whole lineup of people is going to drop out, but clearly if you're a hardcore fan or an extreme metal fan, you might be a little disappointed to lose some of these bands from your festival. It's hard to take the art from the artist, and it's hard to take the politics out of music. I know that's not popular, but it's a thing. It's a whole thing. Also, just a reminder, Mayhem Fest tickets are on sale now. Again, Band Omens, who have been very controversial, have been, they're headlining along with Architects and Parkway Drive and Poppy and Ginger and Unearth and a bunch of other bands. That's on sale now. Let's talk really quick about No Values Fest. We're going to have a thoughtful, full review. I know, and I think Scour. So I don't have a problem with Scour doing Taco Bell. Taco Bell using Scour's music. That's music placement. I don't have a problem with Turnstile. I don't have a problem with Military Gun, who was in the latest Taco Bell Live Fast, Eat Fast or whatever it is. I don't have a problem with that. I think being in a band, especially in this, to keep your personal politics and your ideals righteous at the same time as being in bed with these giant corporations, it's really hard to know. I still do marketing. I used to work in the big agency world as a social media marketer, and you really have no idea how deep the rabbit hole goes and who's connected to what. So I think Scour, you can't really say they were unaware when they took the deal of who was doing what. But yes, Taco Bell, which I think is owned still by Pepsi Corp, also a funder of wars, as is Coke, as is everything. But, most people don't align themselves with brands based on who's doing what that they don't agree with in the world. But I understand, Scooter. You're good. We're good, bro. We're good. No Values Fest, really quick to recap, because maybe I should, let me know in the comments if I should do a recap video of No Values Fest. Maybe I will. But the music was a 10 of 10 or 9 of 10. And the experience wasn't that great. And you can see already chatter online. I think it was their first festival in a long time. I have never been to Pomona. I've never been to this venue. I think there was some challenges we'll get into when we get to the reviews. Maybe I'll do one online. We're definitely going to have a website review with an extensive photo gallery from our own OJC Pics on Instagram at Omar Cordy, the co-owner of Ghost Cult. But it was a great time. I saw some friends. I missed some other friends I couldn't find. But it was pretty tremendous, and I do believe they're going to bring it back for year 2. So very interesting to know. And people were like, corporate fest, for people who were like, oh, this is a corporate fest, and maybe they're also involved with the one Sean Costa official is here. I will tell you that they had free water stations at No Values, but also bottled water was $2 a bottle. And I was so overjoyed by $2 a bottle because I needed a bottle. So I only had, actually, it's here somewhere in the desk here, my metal water bottle, which was not allowed in because you don't want to have a weapon. But any plastic bottle could be used to bring in for free and refill at the refilling stations. But if you needed to buy a bottle of water, it was only $2. So, and the food was actually pretty good and real food, not just chicken tendies and fries like every other horrible concert food. Radar Festival is another festival Ghost Cult's going to be covering soon in the UK. Stay tuned for that coverage. Maryland Doomfest is this weekend, and so many good bands are on this. I really have messed up my life by not getting down to this at some point. Maryland Doomfest is headlined by Whores and Sirith Ungol and Blackwater Rising, Lie Heavy, featuring my man Carly Gel, formerly of Corrosion Conformity, and so many, Zorn, so many killer bands. So many killer bands. It was actually next weekend, I apologize, in Frederick, Maryland, right outside of Baltimore. Next weekend is the Maryland Doom Fest. So we'll probably talk about it next week a little bit too. Maybe we'll do a little more of a preview. Here's the big one. This is a big one for me personally. So New England Metal and Hardcore Festival announced their pre-fest, and this is a major rager. God forbid, one of their few reunion shows. They've only done less than a handful of shows so far. God forbid is going to be headlining the pre-party with Rivers of Nihil, Johnny Booth, Living Wreckage, and a bunch of other bands. That's at the Palladium upstairs in the intimate little room, September 20th. The festival proper is the 21st and the 22nd, featuring the 25th anniversary performance and show from Killswitch Engage, Suicidal Tendencies, the controversial Slaughter to Prevail. Stay tuned for my interview with Scott Lee of New England Metal and Hardcore Fest to directly address Slaughter to Prevail, by the way. Machine Head, now they're like a full festival band, but for years they didn't do any. Converge, so many Boston bands. Converge, Bane, crazy amounts of local bands, but also Nails, As I Lay Dying, another band no stranger to controversy, Overkill, After the Burial, Full of Hell, Incendiary, Suicide Silence, Better Lovers, Throwdown, who's been on a bit of a hiatus, Integrity, and many more. Many more. I want to mention, by the way, Throwdown is a band that like used to really piss me off. So Throwdown's a good band, right? Orange County, hardcore thrash crossover death metal, sometimes death metal. There was an ad when they were on Victory, to throw it back to Victory Records, that was like, Metallica got old, Pantera is gone, and now you get Throwdown. And I was like, yo, fuck this advertising. This is a terrible, it's very transgressive to punch down. Yes, Metallica got old and they were not very metal back then, 15 years ago. And then, Pantera being retired at the time because of the death of Daryl. Dillinger Compound is here. I just talked about No Values Fest. Dillinger Compound is here. I will throw it back to No Values for one more second, just because Dillinger Compound showed up. Thank you for sharing my post last week, Dillinger Compound. Yes, we're going to talk about it in a second. I wish you had showed up like 4 minutes ago when I was talking about the festival. I am going to do a full review. Tell me, Dillinger Compound, we're going to do a full review at the website because that's what we got in for. But maybe I should do a video review also to run in tandem. Some of you are only video. You guys don't come to our website or our Instagram. You only come to YouTube and Twitch. So maybe I need to get you there. But very excited for New England Metal and Hardcore. Tentatively, I am coming out for it this year. It is right after my birthday, and I would really like to spend my birthday in New York City, and I would like to spend the weekend right after my birthday in Worcester, Mass. Return to Worcester. So really quick, just to throw it back to No Values Fest from a couple of minutes ago, just for you, Dillinger Compound. So I attended No Values Festival, and two of the absolute best sets of the whole day. And we missed some bands because the traffic was abysmal, even though I was only my hotel was 9 minutes away from the venue. Next year, if I go back, I will stay on the grounds at the hotel next to the venue, not 9 minutes away, because that 9 minutes cost us hours of time and missed a bunch of bands I'm really mad about. But made it in to see Dillinger Escape Plan, unbelievable Calculating Infinity set. Dimitri was a beast. I've really only seen him very early on with the band and one of their first performances with Dimitri. And then after that, it was kind of all Greg. I maybe saw Dillinger twice with Dimitri back in the day. Once was at a mall on a pop-up stage, like, Debbie Gibson would play on or something, or, Britney Spears would jump on when she was like 15, 16. They were incredible, absolutely incredible, just exactly what you expected. They were brutal. Dimitri had never played to really more than a few thousand people once, and that was at the farewell shows of Dillinger a while back at Terminal 5. I was at 2 of those 3 shows, including the one with Dimitri, and they were amazing. And then you got Jello Biafra coming out to do California. Jello comes out and they started the song off janky, and his mic wasn't working and he had him redo it. Jello was incredible. Mike Muir came out with Dillinger Escape Plan. Dude. My brain was exploding from this. 2 of my heroes, Jello and Mike Muir, Psycho Myko, 2 of my hardcore heroes, coming out with co-signing Dillinger, returning like heroes. Like, it was incredible. And then, yeah, it was incredible. It was so special. People were losing their minds. There were definitely some people there who didn't know who they were or what they were doing. And they were like, what is this? This is upsetting, which is the best. I talked about Chicago Open Air, where Dillinger Escape Plan followed Pig Destroyer back-to-back on the side stage that Slayer would play on later that day. And people were just like, what in the fuck? I'm going to go watch Godsmack. This is upsetting. It was amazing. That's the best. When art is confrontational and you don't understand it or like it, it's the absolute best. So, and then later on that day, Power Trip. So good. I'm just going to leave it right there because Riley meant a lot to me. Everything was done with love. Shout out to Seth Gilliam of Fugitive. Fugitive played like a headline show in the area also this weekend past. And Power Trip was incredible, and I'm really rooting for them to do more shows. Many chants for Riley. I'll give a much more in-depth review of both Dillinger and Power Trip. But, I mean, if this is what No Values is going to do, we got to work out the logistic stuff that did not work right. But the music, who they booked, wow. just incredible. Just an incredible mix of things. Were you there actually, Scooter? I'm sorry, I didn't know if you were there or not. Oh, you mean like in general about Dillinger, that you witnessed them? That's great. Yeah, me too. But if you were there and I missed you, I'm really sad. I did miss a bunch of friends who were at the festival. Moses Ortiz is here. Hello, Kitten 666 is here. Mikey Fish Horror is here. CC Magic, No Pity Photographer. Hello, all of you pure. Shout out to all of you who popped through. In general, word. Was I at the Virgin Megastore? I wasn't. I think I had to work, which sucked. Man, working for a living sucks. The only thing square about taxes for the living. Anyway, it's a White Zombie quote. Anyway, Bangin' in the Rock. Here's another festival just to move this forward. Bangin' in the Rock Festival was a lot of hardcore bands. Jesus Piece got a new song out today. The Chisel, Neverending Gang, Gel, MS Paint, Fuming Mouth, Death Metal Homies from New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Peeling Flesh, Snuffed on Sight, Conservative Military Image, good bands, Fine, good band, Destiny Bond, Corpse Pile, Mutilation Barbecue, and maybe some other bands are coming. I don't know. I don't know why the printer is suddenly going off. That's irritating, but okay, no worries. Anyway, this is not my usual place or my studio, so I don't know what's going on. Let's see what else is happening. Nope, I don't want to leave the site. That would suck. Please stay tuned. A couple of other festivals really quick that we've already discussed recently. Heavy Mountain Music Beer Fest is coming this summer. Wolves in the Throne Room, Holder, Castle Rat, Harsh Realm, Pelican, and the pre-party. Be very interesting in the wake of Download if we're going to start looking at how festivals are run. Again, Bloodstock that we cover every year is also coming up this summer. Opeth by Request and a bunch of other bands. Time to Rock has announced a bunch of new bands. That's a great one. St. Louis at the old Creepy Crawl, Fire, Straight Up Blowing Up Insanity. Harley Flanagan will be at the Dillinger shows. He loves them, bro. He loves that band. And Harley, I had to miss Cro-Mags. And by the way, putting Cro-Mags on I know that it's a California-based festival with a lot, like many California and LA area bands. And the festival is named for a Black Flag song. Cro-Mags going on at 12 noon is actually disrespectful to hardcore. I'm not sorry. I'm putting it there. I'm going to go there. But Harley, apparently, by all accounts, was amazing, and people were raving about Cro-Mags. And I saw Cro-Mags just recently with Helmet, so it's okay. So Time to Rock is coming soon. And that's it for all the festivals. Let's bang through the tours and bang through the news. Let's go. I squirreled a little bit talking about some other things. Metallica continues their M72 tour this weekend. We have more Metallica news coming up in a minute. Judas Priest, Fast and Furious. They've announced another bunch of headline tour dates this fall with Sabaton for the Invincible Shield, leg 2 of the Invincible Shield tour. Tickets on sale soon, I think tomorrow. The sons of metal bands are going on tour once again. That is Bastardane and OTTO. Bastardane features Castor Hetfield on drums, James Hetfield's son. They sound kind of like Helmet or Propane. If you like old school New York, Farm Divers here. OTTO features Ty Trujillo of Suicidal Tendencies, the son of Robert Trujillo, and formerly of Korn, Ty Trujillo. And so the Reconquest tour, it's kind of like a handful of shows: New York, Boston, Montreal, Louisville, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Edmonton, Alberta, Vancouver, Portland. So not coming to my town. Those bands have played my town a lot. But a great tour. And I am a big fan of OTTO's recent record. Another band announcing a bunch of tour dates is Dresden Dolls have announced their final 2 shows of 2024. What year is this? 2024. They have a few other shows coming up. They played Woodstock, New York. Oh, that's a great tour. Yep. I have other Nails news to talk about, but that is also a thing, that Nails tour. Seems to be the thing now. It used to be like you would announce new music, you put out a video, you do the pre-order, and then separately another press release, you would do the tour dates. But now it's like, we better get it all at once. Hit them with everything. So if you're a fan, Dresden Dolls and Go Go Bordello are doing 2 shows in November in Boston before Dresden Dolls goes into studio to make new music, presumably a new record, but perhaps only an EP. We'll find out. I think probably a whole record is fair. I'm a big fan. Black Dahlia Murder, going to talk more about them in a second. Again, new video, new single, album pre-order. Tour dates kick off this weekend in Europe. They will most undoubtedly be playing their brand new song, and we'll talk about that in a second. Interested to get everybody's thoughts about New Black Dahlia Murder. Also, if you got nothing to do this weekend and you're in New York City, go have the best time of your life at the U.S. Air Guitar National Championships. We're rooting for our homie Georgia Lunch, the former defending U.S. champion at one point, and we're super stoked. Go do this. It's a blast. Go to air guitar, go participate, go support, go have a great time, and air guitar yourself silly. You already do it at home for free. Why not go do it? Also, because all the alsos, let's talk a little bit about Dead Register on tour with Snakes of Russia. They're kicking off a new tour tonight in New Orleans. It's probably already happening. That's really cool. Also, SUMAC has added additional dates. They have a new record coming out next week. SUMAC is awesome. Members of Botch, Russian Circles, and formerly ISIS the band. I'm such a huge fan. Cinnamon Babe is here. Hi, Cinnamon Babe. Miss you. Love seeing you jump in the stream here, and we're excited for any new music you have coming out. Please get ahead of us on that, or your publicist will. MK Collective is also here. Thank you for being here at our Rock and Metal live news stream. Appreciate all of you watching and tuning in from wherever you are. Cinnamon Babe, I think I was just in your hood in LA. Technically, I probably should have looked you up, but I know you're busy. You got a busy life with everything you do, but mad respect. Also, Slash is about to kick off his tour. He just recently released his first debut blues album, and he's got a sort of traveling blues festival tour with a new solo band just to do this blues music, and he's doing a live stream in July also. So it's good to have that news in there as well. Death Angel has been announced for the tour opener for Wasp later this year. New Death Angel music is coming soon. Wasp, I think a lot of people were surprised to see Blackie Lawless at Sweden Rock last weekend sitting down to perform. You know, he's got major repeat back injuries. We covered Wasp twice in 2023. They were fantastic both times. You could see that Blackie was in a lot of pain. Some of the music is not live. It is on tape, backing choruses, extra guitars, but the band is performing. Blackie is a tireless performer and vocalist, but back is in bad shape and doesn't want to skip the shows when he could sit in his seat and play guitar and sing. So it is what it is. But some people were surprised. Ginger has announced a headline tour. This looks fantastic, by the way. Ginger, one of the best bands out there. Napalm Records, and they are touring with Hannah and Born of Osiris on two different legs of that tour, two different segments of the tour. We're big fans of Ginger. I Prevail and Hailstorm's co-headline tour is coming up. They put out a co-single and video last week, and now we have additional headline dates added to that tour. Something like 50 people are watching this thing right now. I am so stoked. If you're on Twitch, give us a sub. Thank you, whoever's out there. And if you're new to us and you're watching on YouTube or Instagram, please follow. It helps us out. Every little bit helps. As much as money, a follow is a support, and we appreciate you. Pantera has announced a handful of headline dates, their first dates for 2025. There was some speculation if they were going to announce some more dates. They're doing at least the UK, which probably also means Europe dates are forthcoming. When the Metallica tour is over in Mexico City in about 8 weeks or 10 weeks, right now, other than these 2025 dates, Pantera doesn't have anything else announced. Metallica also has nothing else announced that we know of. Roberto Torres Jr. is here. Hello, Roberto Torres Jr. So yeah, Pantera new dates, the Pantera tribute or Pantera, whatever you want to call it. Once again, Sepultura Farewell American tour date tickets are on sale now with Obituary and some other killer bands. Very excited about that tour. I will not miss that tour. If I go to New England for New England Metal and Hardcore Fest, I'm going to have to fly back in time to see that tour in San Francisco or not make the tour, probably, unless I go to another city. Death to All continues to tour. We'll have our Death to All coverage up this week, I promise. Next week, technically, like Monday or Tuesday. And then that's it for all the tours and festivals. Wow. Let's kind of blast through the rest of the news as quick as we can and get you all home. And I want to go have dinner. Metallica is teaming up with Fortnite. I think today was the official launch of a bunch of worlds and things in the Fortnite universe. And they're also doing 2 Fortnite exclusive concerts. I am not going to start playing Fortnite to see this because chances are Blabbermouth, Metal Injection, Metal Sucks, Slam Go. Somebody out there is going to put up the whole festival on YouTube, and then those guys are going to run the story. Maybe Metallica will themselves restream those things, but kind of exciting. I think it's kind of exciting. A new frontier. When you think there's nothing else they can't do, Metallica finds something else to do. Fun times. Body Count's got a new single out, new album coming soon, and they are on tour in Europe right now at festivals and things. Super stoked for new Body Count music. By the way, not that this matters because we don't care about award shows. Ice-T and Body Count have 2 Grammys, 2 albums in a row. They won the Best Metal Grammy Award. So let's see if they can make it a trifecta, a three-peat, if you will. Tom Morello has announced his debut solo rock album. He had previously put out solo albums under the Night Watchman. He is also a member of Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band. But Tom Morello, of course, Rage Against the Machine is done, retired, probably never coming back again based on what we were hearing, which is very sad. But very interested to see Tom Morello do like a collabs rock album. I think that's fun. Also, Offspring announced their brand new album, Supercharged, and a new single and a big headline tour and all these festivals. So I think we're going to get a lot of Offspring in the next year. Lots going on there. And I think their first album with their new drummer, if I'm not mistaken. Black Dahlia Murder, again, brand new single today, Aftermath, brand new album, Servitude, all dedicated to Trevor Sternad. Rest in power, Trevor. We talked about him extensively last week when we talked about our 500th podcast ever. Trevor was the first guest ever on the Ghost Cult Magazine podcast, and it was an honor. We were friends with Trevor. We really considered him an ally and a friend to Ghost Cult, and we're very sad about him. But I love what Black Dahlia Murder is doing. Do you have an opinion on the new Black Dahlia Murder single? Should they continue without Trevor? Brian, who was the guitarist and co-founder of the band, is now the vocalist, and he talked extensively in the press release about how hard he worked as a vocalist and how he got into the character and created lyrics for the first time ever in his life. Dalen 82 is here also. Cartier Fox is here. Damian Romano 47 is here. Jason J Music is here. Moses Ortiz is also here. So very cool for all of y'all to be back in. So anyway, Black Dahlia Murder pre-orders are live now at metalbladerecords.com. Also, here's that Jesus Piece news. Brand new song, FTBS, Fuck the Bullshit. Great job, great band. Looking forward to more Jesus Piece news and music coming soon. This is Unto Others dropped a new single today, their second or third standalone single in a few months. They're on tour right now in Europe, and just very, very killer band. Great song, and like, yeah, that whole record is going to be about Trevor and Trevor passing away and how they feel about going on without him. And, as my partner, Omar Cordy, says, we have death to all because Chuck Schuldiner passed away. And that doesn't mean that music should pass away also. And those other people, obviously, like death revolved around Chuck, but most bands are more than one person is the straw that stirs the drink. And the same thing, as sad as I am that Dime and Vinny are gone with Pantera, Philip and Rex have every right to put out some kind of Pantera something and be Pantera. And I've done a fantastic job with Zach Wild and Charlie Benante. So I'm all for Black Dahlia Murder continuing. I think it was done beautifully. If they do it with that spirit, I have no problem with it. If it's like a sellout BS thing and it's not good, then obviously you'd be besmirching the name and you should not do it. But they're doing it right. Also, Testament is putting out brand new vinyl remasters and reissues of their first 2 records, The Legacy and The New Order. These are records that I absolutely love, these songs live, and now they're going to get a new life on vinyl. Surely for the first time on vinyl since they ever came out. I hear you. I do think like some bands you have some people out there are actually irreplaceable. But, other times it's worked out. Look at Alice in Chains. William Duvall is incredible. And it was an honor to interview William. Maybe I'll link that in the video on YouTube here when I'm done. But, yep. Thanks for everybody watching. This is great. Also, this week was Rock Week at Super 7 Toys, Super 7 based in San Francisco and San Diego. They put out a new series of Ghost Ultimates reaction figures, like 7-inch posable figures with all kinds of different accessories and different heads and things. And they put out a bunch of other new and resurfaced, but there's like a new Bobby Digital RZA toy, and there's a bunch of punk rock toys. and some merch and some shirts and apparel. So go check out super7store.com. We're big fans. Also, here's Nails. Here's that Nails news. For those of you asking, Nails dropped a new song. They announced a new album. They're on Metal Fest. So much stuff going on. At some point, we will interview the band, or someone else will. I almost didn't recognize Todd in this photo, by the way. He's got a basically new lineup for Nails coming out on Nuclear Blast. Last time we heard from Todd, there was a lot of drama. Again, it's hard out here doing what we do and trying to have integrity. And I know Todd is not a fan of the press. I don't know if he's going to be doing any interviews, but I would like to interview him about this new record and talk to him just purely about the music and leave all the BS behind, Todd. Todd, I'm talking to you. Let's do it. Very exciting for new Nails, one of the best out there. This is Crypt Sermon, new album. Next week, they have like 70 guys in that band. Crypt Sermon, killer band from the Philadelphia area. They have a new record coming out, sort of blackened death metal weirdness. Good band. That's Nails again. I went the wrong direction. Nails. This is super killer. Midnight is putting out a photo book with Hannah Verbueren. You might know that name. First of all, Hannah Verbueren is one of the best concert photographers in the world, but she's also married to Dirk Verbueren of Megadeth, who is a friend of Ghost Cult and a friend of ours. If you listen to our podcasts, on our podcast thing, you hear Dirk's intro, recorded an intro for us for our pods. A lot of them have Dirk in it. We have a very extensive interview here on the channel with Dirk about Megadeth's last album. And Hannah's been a friend to us. We've shot shows in the pit with Hannah. I shot shows with Hannah. Omar shot shows with Hannah. And she's a friend to us. And we're really excited. This book is coming out from Bazillion Points, who's been quiet for a few years, but one of the greatest metal and punk rock and culture book imprints out there. It's run by Ian Christie. If you listen to Sirius XM, you can hear his Roots Bloody Roots of Metal series every week, multiple times a week, actually. We've interviewed Ian. We'll probably interview him again at some point in the future. I'm going to get this book. Midnight is a killer band. And then the complete opposite of Midnight, this is a bit of a sad news. Who is one of the best bands, sort of a funeral doom, death doom band from the Northwest, they have broken up. Apparently, the main agitator of the band, Monty, decided in March he was kind of done with the band. He's got a new band he launched. The other members of the band have some new projects. And has called it a day. Very sad. Their previous couple of full-length records were just belters. Just absolute funeral doom masterpieces. And I know my podcast partner, Nick Cameron, of the Glacial Musical Podcast and Podcast, will be very sad that has broken up, because he was just recently raving about getting one of their vinyls. And I don't have any, so I need to go catch up on that. This is Lily. This is a sort of alternative rock, retro rock band from the LA area. They have a new single out today. Very cool, very cool. Very excited for them. Creed. So you had Midnight on one extreme, and Creed is putting out, along with their partners at Craft Recordings, so we are big fans of, the 25th anniversary edition of Human Clay. So Creed's second album is getting a vinyl reissue for the first time ever and remastered. Blackie Chan 888 is here. What's up, Blackie Chan? One of our favorites. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning into the tail end of our rock and metal news show, with the few end of the news stories, and then on to the New Music Friday and the mailbag, and then we're out. I'm going to go have dinner because I'm tired and hungry. This is actually really cool. So this is, I had this here ready to go. Cassidy Pope, who's more like a Grammy-nominated pop rock artist, put out a new single and video, I Died, featuring Daisha McBride, that is kind of a pop punk song, and it's really good. It's not like an artist jumping on to a new genre they weren't ever doing before. Or, when some people, they hire, I need to make a punk song or a punk album, so I'm going to get Travis Barker to write my album for me and produce it and play guitar and drums. Cassidy apparently is a huge punk fan. She had pop punk roots, and I Died. Cassidy was the voice of Hey Monday, which was a pop punk rock band. So I really heard this song, and I was like, you know what? This is badass. Her new album, Hereditary, is coming out in July. So I wanted to, represent and bring this to your attention. This is not a poser. This is a cool artist you should be paying attention to. And that is all the news. Oh my God. Now it's time for the New Music Friday. Let us whip through the New Music Friday releases. First, I will highlight the ones we reviewed, and then we'll talk about some other ones. Apes, some black and grindcore out on Secret Swarm Records. Thorn, review going up soon. The Departure of Consciousness reissue on Persistent Vision, Funeral Doom, Funeral Sludge. You might not have heard that one because Thorn is kind of an underground band. Fu Manchu, probably one of my favorite records this week. The Return of Tomorrow on At the Dojo Records. Some desert rock. Mono, the great Mono of Japan. Oh, lost the pink light. Mono of Japan has their new sort of post-metal record, Oath, on Pelagic Records. Perchta Demuta on Prophecy Productions, kind of a black metal record. Resin, psychedelic instrumental solo, Stoner Doom. That's out on Sargent House. Squid Pisser, probably the best name in ages. Dreams of Puke, grindcore extreme metal on Skin Graft Records. Shout out to Dan from Discipline PR on that one. Ulcerate, unbelievable dissonant death metal and blackened death metal. Cutting the Throat of God, what an album title, on Debemore Morti Productions. Alceste, one of my obsessions in life. La Chance de l'Ore, I probably said that wrong. I apologize to everybody French in the chat and in the world for my terrible pronunciations. Sort of melancholy, black gaze, as usual. Bangladeshi, Vulture on Nefarious Industries, kind of industrial metal. Cavalera, Max Igor Cavalera, re-recording of Schizophrenia. Great job. Can't wait to get it. I have both Morbid Visions and Bestial Devastation's re-recordings, and they were exemplary. I don't necessarily want Roots or Chaos AD remade, but I'm okay with Schizophrenia. Excuse me. Construct of Leth is a atmospheric death metal band on Transcending Obscurity Records. The Dangerous. Oh, that's all next week. Sorry, my bad. Alceste is next week. Ha 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 ha. So Ulcerate's the last one this week. Also, Julie Christmas's new record is out this week. Let's just quickly find a few more we should talk about really quick, just to make sure I didn't leave out any. Julie Christmas is definitely one to watch that you need. Alarm we did is some punk rock. 96 Bitter Beings, which is from Deron Miller, formerly of Camp Kill Yourself, returned to Hellview with a sort of re-recording of all the Camp Kill Yourself stuff. So you have CKY without Deron and Deron's band, 96 Bitter Beings. Kind of funny. Angel Sword, World Fighter. Axel Rudy Pell, if you like crazy proggy guitar stuff. Black Country Communion V, their new record is out. Crypt Sermon, former mention there. Datura, Obsidian, self-released. Dreamslain, Forge of Rebellion, self-released. Ivor, this is an important one. I might try to just jump in and do a couple of roundup reviews this week. Jixpan MVR is here. Yeah, Ulcerate's great. I saw them live. They're so unbelievably great. Ivor is kind of like if Wardruna had a baby with health. That's what Ivor does. It's like Norse pagan music, but also industrial metal a little bit. Very good stuff. Ivor's also got a great voice. She's written like soundtracks of Vikings Valhalla with Einar Selvik of Wardruna. Hockey Dad. I just love that name. Hockey Dad. Rebuild, Repeat. I mentioned Julie Christmas. Lucifer's Hammer. Malignancy, the death metal legends from New York City. From Long Island, our homies also, Malignancy, great band. Discontinued on Willowtip Records, the great Willowtip Records. Mythologic, Blood in the Sky. Rivet Skull, Absence of Time, good band. Shotgun Mistress, Shot Down, good band. Sunburst Manifesto. Sun Descends Alone. We talked about them. UFO reissue of Ain't Misbehavin'. Eddie Trunk's favorite band, not my favorite band. Wound Collector, this is very killer. Begging for Chicks Club, Chicxlube, I don't know how to say words. And Zoo, the Lost Demo on Subsound Records. Pretty cool. A really big week. Next 2 weeks are going to be just absolute packed with new records. So this is the time to save your pennies and get yourself some new music. And now it's time for the mailbag. And here's the mailbag Chiron. I think I lost the card recently. This is really amazing. I don't know if you're still here on YouTube, Curtis. My best friend in the whole world, basically. 2 people are watching on YouTube. Make sure you're subbed. If you're not, we're almost to 5,000. How about this, everybody that's still watching? What if I gave away a prize to our 5,000th subscriber on YouTube? Legitimately, like, we would need to get over 5,000 so we don't dip under. But who would like a box of junk from Eddie Trunk? Who would like a box of merch? I have shirts. I have Funkos. I have vinyls. I have cassettes. I have tchotchkes. Not chakasses, tchotchkes. I have patches. I have pins. I have all kinds of stuff that I could give away. And some Ghost Cult merch for the 5,000 subscriber on YouTube. Maybe we'll do a contest. Maybe a giveaway. Not a contest, a giveaway. But anyway, in the mailbag this week from my dear... Oh, Gabe is here from Auntie Mosby. It's almost done, Gabe. I've been going on at a different time the last 3 weeks, and I am still not at the home studio. I am in Northern California, but I'm not at home. I am pet sitting from where I used to live, actually, where a lot of these shows originated from before the pandemic. But I'm about to do the mailbag. Gabe, I'm thrilled you're here anyway. And so Curtis sent me a package of stuff, and in that package was this amazing Funko Wacky Wobbler of Gene Simmons. Look at this thing, all of y'all on TikTok. Look at this thing, everybody at home. Extreme close-up of Gene. My pink light kind of went out, so it's not as cool looking anymore. And I can't reach around and put it on. But I'm going to unbox and show you this. So I collect Funkos. I have never had a Kiss Wacky Wobbler. These came out in... thank you for subbing. I appreciate you. But you're an everydayer on Insta also, so you always see our best content. But actually, if you've liked any of our... if you've liked our clips of our interviews on Instagram, the full interviews are always on YouTube, as well as our live 5-minute review series, as well as other things are exclusive to YouTube and the podcast. But, you know, they're better there. So I've never actually had one of these Wacky Wobblers. This is a Gene Simmons bobblehead. Kiss was my first favorite band. I know. It's shameful. It's true. But I was 4. You can't really blame me. And so here's the Gene. This is amazing, Curtis. I love you so much. I see you there in the comments. This is insane. By the way, like 2 years ago for Psycho Las Vegas, I went to the Kiss Mini Golf and Kiss Museum in Las Vegas. Look at this thing. This is insane. Whoa, yeah! Dan, 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 yeah! Unbelievable. Look at this. It's hollow sounding, just like Gene's head also. I mean, like Gene and Paul, I wish they would stop talking and saying dumb shit. Look, they actually accurately have Gene's I love you. He thinks it's the devil horns. He tried to trademark the devil horns. I know Gene and Paul say and do deplorable things, but I do still love Kiss. And by the way, because they own the Demon, the Cat, the Star Child, and the Spaceman, whenever you see a Kiss figure, it has like, it doesn't say Gene, it says the Demon. Everybody remember when Kiss tried to have wrestling and an XFL team and diapers, condoms, and caskets, and coffee. But this is really, thank you, Curtis, man. I love you so much. Thank you for sending this to me. I'm going to treasure this thing forever and always. And this is going to go on my shelf with all my other Funkos. But this is really special. I'd never had one of these ever. And I'm really thankful to get this. I had a Kiss doll when I was little. And the Kiss dolls and the G.I. Joes used to break into my mom's harem of Barbies and do unspeakable things when I was a little child. But it says all kinds of things about me. So here's the Gene. I reboxed it. The back has Destroyer, which is probably my second or third favorite Kiss album. And yeah, collect all 4. I doubt I can collect all 4, but this is incredibly rad. They're limited, licensed, and numbered. So this is even though the box is got some wear, this is mint. This is in mint condition. I'm so thankful to have this. Thank you, Curtis. Love you forever. And that is our show. Once again, you can see that's Gene, the image there. If you want to just check it out a little, pause it and check it out in a little more detail. And that's our show. I'll do the thoughtful Steve Jobs pose. We've come to another end of our show, a very manageable, solid hour and 15, not an hour and a half or 2 hours, but an hour and 15. We will be back at this time next week from the home studio in San Francisco. I am Keith from GhostCultMag.com. Stay tuned to GhostCultMag.com for all the things, interviews, reviews, and many more things. And as we say every week at this juncture of the show, I'm so grateful for you being here. We are GhostCultMag.com. I'm Keithy on behalf of everybody from Ghost Cult. Take care of yourselves. take care of each other and stay as metal as humanly possible. And as I always do, I'm going to dance a jig on the way out because that's what I like to do. Peace. Do, 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 do.